Welcome to Undertold Verbatim. I'm Solveig Rennan for the Undertold Stories Project. We report from all over the world for PBS NewsHour. We've talked to experts and people making a difference in their communities. In this podcast, we're revisiting those undertold stories to share extended interviews we've done with changemakers around the world.
Okay. You wanna fill out the order?
Oh yeah.
It's time to get to work at Charging Buffalo Meat House. Fresh off the plains, the buffalo carcass is carefully towed off the truck bed and hoisted into the air.
Did you see how we kind of gently just took it out there? That's how we do it. I've been to other processing places off the reservation. They just flopped them out of there, and it's hard for me to see that. Then they slam the door in your face. We'll call you when it's done. So we do it this way, and everybody enjoys it and entrusts us to take care of their meat. So I like it.
Charging Buffalo is the first butchering facility on the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. The economic development alone is welcome in one of the poorest communities in the United States. But a place that treats the animal with honor and respect means something more.
The buffalo is like the Walmart or all the stores or whatever. It was everything, housing, food, clothing, medicine, and also a sacred being, a symbol of power for our people. I lived out here and I live next to the tribal pasture, and I fell in love with the buffalo. It's an amazing, strong beast of an animal, and just real powerful.
Bam Brewer is a member of the Oglala Lakota tribe. He runs the meat house, plus his own ranch and buffalo herd. Our correspondent Fred de Sam Lazaro spoke to Bam in October about Lakota life, land rights, and bringing back the buffalo.
I work for a nonprofit called One Spirit. We bring help to the Lakota people, on-target help. It's really a nice nonprofit organization. We have a food program, firewood program, youth facility. They helped with the Charging Buffalo Meat House, and just a lot of help with elders and food and firewood and stuff like that. Yeah.
What did you grow up learning about the buffalo when you were young?
I grew up riding horses and chasing, horses, and the tribe built a buffalo pasture back here and asked me to come help them chase buffalo. And I used to ride in rodeos and stuff. And when you ride in a rodeo, the adrenaline rush is like 8 seconds. But when you chase buffalo, the adrenaline rush is as long as you can keep up. So it was a big adrenaline rush and a big thrill to chase buffalo on our war ponies.
Do you still do that?
Actually, not anymore. I got a little older, but nowadays we kind of evolved to the ATVs and stuff like that. So I still chase buffalo, but not on a horse.
Different kind of horse.
Different kind of horse.
Are the buffalo coming back now?
There's more buffalo here on the reservation than there was 20 years ago when I first started. So they're coming back, and more people are because of the meat house that we have. More people are starting to get to like the buffalo again.
But it's going to take converting people to eating buffalo, right?
Yeah.
It's clearly cheaper to go to Walmart and buy whatever they offer for meat.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell us a little bit about your childhood. You had, how did you get to be as successful as you are?
Well, I was, whenever I was a kid, I was really, I took a wrong path, I'll say. I took a wrong path in life, and I went down a bumpy road of alcohol, drugs, and midnight parties, and I just knew there was a better way.
It's important to note that Bam's story isn't unique in Pine Ridge. Alcoholism and dropout rates are high, and not everyone has the chance to turn it around.
And so, make a long story short, I went to alcohol treatment and all that stuff, and I got help. And next thing I know, I was sober, and I had a total new view about the whole world. So I kind of had an awakening, and I got to try to, I don't know how to say it, but just kind of get repay my people back for the bad guy I used to be. I wanted to do something good for the people,
What was it that you think turned you around? Was there a particular moment? Was there a revelation? Or did it come gradually?
What turned me around was getting in trouble with the law, really. I got tired of sitting in front of judges and having my life at stake. And I just knew that really wasn't me. It was the alcohol and stuff. So I wanted to do something a lot different than the way I was living. And so I got a chance. I got a second chance in life. And it turned out to be good for me. And now I try to teach others to, do the same thing and walk the red road.
What does that mean?
The red road means being sober and living in a healthy, good way, and having compassion for the people around us, and just caring about and respecting life, and understanding the virtues of our ways: fortitude, generosity, courage, and truthfulness. There
are a lot of kids who probably don't manage to turn around as you did in your life, and you've talked about going to be a motivational speaker in schools and things like that. Why do you think kids are led in that path in the first place? What's the cause of all the poverty that you talk about?
It's kind of, it's kind of the way I like to explain it, this is kind of a new world for our people, and the diet's new, and the mainstream ways, such as working all the time, and it's a money world. And our people there's a thing called Chewi Chasha, that means common man, to where the common man is the one that's he may seem poor on the outside. He doesn't have nice truck, chrome wheels, all that. He might seem poor on the outside, but he's rich on the inside with prayer and dignity and courage and truthfulness and all that. But on the outside, he may be poor. So that's how it was a long time ago, and it's still like that in some ways today. But it's a different mindset nowadays. It's like a money world that our people are still adjusting to. And that's a good question, though, because I don't know if I answered that right. But
no, I mean
I don't know if I answered it good, fully.
But what you're saying is the culture was lost somewhere in the last few generations here.
Yeah, it's switching from the old style to the new style, and it's hard to explain, but it's coming along.
What gives you hope that it's coming along? What do you see that encourages you and makes you think, aha, maybe there's something here that can turn this around? Do you see examples of that happening?
I see examples of us adjusting to this new world, in and out through history. Where what we need is unity. Our people need to come together, and no fighting, no bickering, and just aim for a certain goal and achieve it. And one good example of that is the Battle of Little Bighorn.
Almost 150 years ago, Crazy Horse led a coalition of Lakota, Northern Cheyenne, and Arapaho forces to secure an overwhelming victory over General Custer and the U.S. Army on the Little Bighorn River.
Whenever I go up there and I see the battlefield, the only thing I could think of is the people were united, So we need a Battle of the Little Bighorn unity here.
There's a land back movement. There's a protest in Rapid City tomorrow on what used to be called Columbus Day. It's now Indigenous Peoples Day. How does that ring home in your life? I mean, is that significant to you in your life out here on this ranch?
I would like to see something done about the Black Hills. Whenever I'm gone, the grandkids, our grandkids, I hope we can get past this poverty thing, It gets me really sad whenever I think about, I lived here all my life and it's always been the same, poverty. I don't want that for my grandkids. I want us to come away from that. And I believe that the Black Hills is the answer. We could put factories here and employ a lot of tribal members and bring jobs here. But I believe that something is owed to us for the Black Hills. And it doesn't mean we sold anything. I just believe there's a compensation should happen.
The Supreme Court offered money, but the tribe has said no to money. You just want the land back, right?
To clarify, Fred's referring to the 1980 case United States versus Sioux Nation of Indians, where the Supreme Court ruled that the Black Hills were taken illegally by the U.S. government and ordered financial compensation.
Yeah, I mean, I still think that even though the Supreme Court offered us money and the people turned it down, they want the land, that's true, and it'll be upheld by the people. But I still believe in one way or another there's still some compensation that's owed.
You say that if you got the land back, you could put factories here, but what would they make? Who would run them? I mean, why aren't they here now?
It's gonna take families to come together and unity, do these things with unity, and it's gonna have to come from the heart. We did this all from the heart. We did this for. If we didn't, we looked at it as just using ourselves as an example with the buffalo. We looked at it as, okay, if we don't try to help get the buffalo back, then everything that Crazy Horse fought and died for was for nothing. And so we don't want to let that be that way. We want to make our ancestors proud.
And finally, we're living in 2020. It's been one crazy year in many ways, but out here, on the Pine Ridge or on the Oglala Nation, do your ancestors like Crazy Horse really loom large even today?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have ceremonies and spiritual leaders that talk to the ancestors. And in those ceremonies, it is powerfully told that, Crazy Horse can come back and forth. And he'll send a messenger. And so we know they're still here with us. It's hard for me to talk about that part without getting emotional, but I've had some really powerful experiences because I've been the organizer of the Crazy Horse Ride for 23 years. This would have been my 23rd year actually organizing the Crazy Horse Ride, but because of the pandemic we didn't have it. But it's the largest gathering of the Lakota on horses in this modern world today. Everything we do around here is to carry on what they fought and died for. Bringing back the buffalo, the kids on horses. It's all to continue what they started, the way what they wanted, a way of life. Well, when we were on an all buffalo diet back in the 1700s and earlier times, there was hardly no sickness. There was no sickness. Whenever we didn't have diabetes and cancer and all that. So we're hoping that by coming back to the buffalo, we'll be more healthy more healthy people. And one lady told me, she said, by what you're doing up there at that meat house, bringing back the buffalo is the biggest thing you can do. Biggest thing your people can do is get it strong and healthy for what the government done to your people. That's the biggest thing that you could do. You're doing a fight all by yourself with trying to bring the buffalo back. You get your people healthy and strong again.
Back at the meat house, Bam is carving up the buffalo.
Okay, so this is how sacred this is. We've been in a bad drought. Dry, dusty, hot sun. And they went out and harvested a buffalo and brought it in. And they prayed with it. And now look it's a cleansing of Mother Earth. First time we got rain all summer right now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
The rain is falling right now.
Yep. So this buffalo bring a cleansing. So this is like medicine.
And you see a significance in the fact that it's raining now and it was so dusty and dry this morning.
The wind, remember? Now look it brought a cleansing. So this is a good, powerful medicine bull. That's what I would call this buffalo, medicine bull. So I thought I'd share that with you.
Our interview with Bam Brewer was originally featured in our story called Reclaiming the Black Hills, which aired on PBS NewsHour on November 26, 2020. To check out the full story, go to undertoldstories.org. This episode was hosted and edited by me, Solveig Rennan, and produced by Simeon Lancaster. The interview was conducted by our director, Fred de Sam Lazaro. You can find every Undertold Verbatim episode, virtual reality 360 experiences, and our entire library of Undertold news reports from around the world at undertoldstories.org. Undertold Verbatim is brought to you by the Undertold Stories Project based at the University of St. Thomas in Minnesota. As always, thanks for your support.